Welcome to the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur Series. My name is Jody Maley, and I've been an entrepreneur and business owner for over 27 years now. Thanks for joining the podcast, and I can't wait to share with you tips and ideas on how to grow your heart-centered entrepreneur business. As a personality dimensions coach, I help entrepreneurs discover who they are at their core so they can have real and authentic sales conversations with their ideal clients. We all started or joined a business so that we can make an income on our terms. Whether you're just starting out in your entrepreneur journey or have been in sales for a while, the key to any business is sales and nurturing the sales relationship. So I invite you to sit back, relax, maybe even have your favorite drink and take some notes as we have fun delving in to learn more from the top 1% to 2% income earners who are making such a difference and impact for themselves and their beautiful teams. Their tips and ideas will uplift and inspire you in a heart-centered, authentic way to help lift you up, move you forwards towards your perfect dream and goal. So stay tuned to the end of each podcast as I will share a little gift from me that I know will get you inspired in your beautiful business. All right. Today we are talking about why branding you is important for your business and why branding you is important and not just the company that you represent. So I'm going to give you some tips as to why I have done this right from the get-go. 28 years of being in different businesses. And the first company I was with about 9 years. But even from the start, I had always branded myself. All right, my name is Jody Maley. I am with the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur Series. That is my podcast. And make sure that you check out the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur Series, where I interview top women entrepreneurs who have graciously come on to the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur and shared their stories of how they have gotten to the top of their companies, whether they are in network marketing or they have started their own company. You will love their stories of inspiration. And today I'm going to talk about why it's been important that you brand yourself and not just the company that you represent. And I'm going to give you some tips as to why this is important. So I'm going to share a little bit about my journey because stories are important and you'll see why it's important that you kind of brand yourself. As an entrepreneur, I was with my first company over 9 years, and it was really, really relevant in the first company that I was with that I kind of set myself apart. The first company I joined was a candle company. I was there 9 years, and I didn't know this, but I kind of branded myself within that company as being a service-orientated person. Okay? And when I would go to networking events, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm with this company. This is what I do. I would always introduce myself as I'm a service-orientated leader. I love to serve other leaders and help people grow in their business. And people would lean into that. I didn't know that I was branding myself as a service-orientated person. I would just naturally do that. And then people would come up to me on the side and say, oh, I just love your energy. What is it that you do? Tell me a little bit more about that. So that's key number one, is to what is it that you love to do and start branding yourself around that. Number one, what is it that you truly love to do and what is it that you can offer? Because even right now, I love to tell people, like, I teach sales. I love to develop teams. I talk about sales a lot. I tell people, what is your perfect selling style? How can you teach that to other people? And I do this authentically, right? However, I tell people right up front, I'm a horrible salesperson. In fact, if I have a sales script in front of me, I flibble through it. I'm horrible at it. But I'm a really great service person. I always have been. I'm in service to other people. That's always been my brand and my identity. It's always been top form. I love my leaders. I love people I coach. I coach in leadership, by serving others. That has always been my top brand and who I am. And because of that, that's where I lead from. I always lead that I am a service-orientated leader. It's my company. It's why I'm called myself the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur, the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur series. I have now Heart-Centered Entrepreneur Marketing, where I help people who are stepping out into podcasting services, because I think it's crazy prices of what some podcasting services cost. And I want people and their beautiful voice to get out there to the world in their marketing services, right? And so by branding that and being true to that, that's how you get out there more. So that's the first step in branding yourself and leading with who it is that you are serving. And it's important because had I not done that, if I had been just, I am with this certain company and that's who I am and that's my identity is with that company, and I had always led with the company, then I would have been tied to that company forever, right? And luckily with that company, when I was year 7 with that company, and I had used personality dimensions as a tool to actually increase my business by 148% in that year. And I won a national award. And I remember going to the president of the company and said, I think I need to be sharing this with other leaders in other companies. And she said, I think you're supposed to be doing that too, Jody. And so because I had branded myself as a service leader, and I stayed for another 2 years because I loved the company. But then I started working with other companies, other leaders in other companies. I was with a juice company. Unfortunately, that company folded. And then I was with a few other different companies. I actually worked in brick and mortar companies. So I was with a jewelry store. I was with, my husband and I were actually talking about this the other day. I was with a gym, loved it, sold memberships for a while. I was actually with a couple of furniture store companies, and I've loved them all. They have taught me who I am. But with all of it, I'm still Jody Maley, heart-centered entrepreneur, love coaching one-on-one, and I love training entrepreneurs. This is who I am. And so that's reason number 2, is that sometimes companies or you change, but who you are as a brand, you can take with you forever, right? And so I know that you want to be with a company forever, but maybe that company doesn't stay around forever. Or number 2, you may change a bit in who you are. And so you want to take you and your brand a little bit further. Or number 3, maybe, just maybe, you might want to step it up a little bit differently in your leadership journey. And then maybe your company doesn't support that, right? And so those are 3 different reasons of why you want to brand you a little bit differently. Maybe you want to get out of that company totally different, and maybe you want to morph into something else. So that was another reason too of why you want to brand yourself, because maybe there's part of, I started my journey of I've wanted to be in network marketing and direct sales. And then I morphed into, I loved personality dimensions as a tool. And would this work also into brick and mortar companies? Yes, it did. And so then it became, I can also teach this then not to just network marketers, brick and mortar companies, and so entrepreneurs in business, brick and mortar, network marketing. And so it's sort of this beautiful blend of entrepreneurship, right? And so if I hadn't blended who I am, I wouldn't have gotten to this stage. One-to-one coaching and now group coaching as well. And so this is why you want to brand who you are. And it's really, really hard to kind of stay with a network marketing company, or even, I am with maybe a corporate company, and then try to morph out of that. And so another tip that I'm going to give you, that if you are branding yourself, go and grab your name. All right. So nobody can own your name if you haven't done it already. I bought years and years ago, before I had even branded myself or decided on any kind of company name, I bought jodymaley.com, and I've kept it. And even if you have, maybe somebody else has bought your name, if you have a very name that is someone else has it, then pop in your middle name. You could have Jody Maley, coaching, or Jody Maley. I also own Jody Maley Media. I keep that on the side. So you can keep, create versions of your name, but own it. Okay. Own who you are. And the reason is because when people do look up your name, it's going to come up either under LinkedIn, under Facebook. If people Google you, what shows up? And that's why you want to brand yourself a little bit too. And if people, we can never predict the future of whether Facebook's going to be here, LinkedIn's going to be here, social media could be gone tomorrow. We have no control over other things. But guess what? You will always own your name. You will always own your brand. We have no control, by the way, of companies. Like I said, I was with a great juice company, and it was awesome. I loved it. I loved the products. I loved the company. I loved the vision of where it was going. Unfortunately, there was a divorce between, there was 3 owners of the company, 2 were married, and they divorced. And all of a sudden, literally overnight, my income was gone. We have no control over some of those things. And so that's why you do want to brand you, and also keep track of who your clients and customers are. Because if you brand yourself well, then those people will trust, know, like, and trust you. Right now, I see a lot of top leaders who, guess what? If they do switch companies, they have followers who will go with them no matter what. They'll stay maybe with that company because they do know, like, and trust them. True enough. But they will follow them over into a different brand as well, because they do know, like, and trust them. And that's what you want for yourself too. So this is why 3 tips here today of why you do want to brand yourself and not just the company that you represent. And I know that a lot of people here, if you are struggling on how to have authentic sales, I encourage you, there is a form here that you can just have a talk with me. I welcome it. We can dive deeper into if you're struggling with sales, if they're not fun for you, if you don't know how to have these conversations with people, that you're getting them onto a call and you're like, why am I not getting yeses? Then let's have a deeper conversation with that. So this is Jody Maley with the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur Series. Go and like the podcast. Let me know how you enjoy it. And if you are struggling with sales, I'm here for you. This is Jody Maley with the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned a lot. Each one of my guests have a special and unique spot in my heart, as they have shared what they love about their business and how they truly have grown in their entrepreneur journey. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and I would love to gift to you a fun and easy quiz that you can take right now that will help you assess how you feel about the sales process in your beautiful business. Building relationships, lifting each other up so we can all gain more in our lives and our business is what is truly important to me. And my hope is that in some small way, I've been able to do that for you today. So again, this is Jody Maley with the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur Series here in beautiful BC, Canada. Truly have a great and inspired rest of your day. The link to the quiz will be attached below, and please like, follow, and share this podcast if it inspired you today.